Hi guys, Dan Casmento speaking, and welcome to another episode of My Virtual Coach. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it's so important that we get our level of focus right. Would you agree? That we, I suppose, have the capacity to make sure that we can focus on the things that we can control. You know, can you imagine a life, I suppose maybe you've actually done this yourself in the past, trying to control the things that are outside of your control. What might happen? You think about it, you're trying to control the uncontrollable, that can only ever really lead to stress and all sorts of negativity, negative thoughts, negative emotions, and all that sort of stuff. So, obviously the essence of My Virtual Coach is to literally share with you some really simple processes that assist you in building your level of resourcefulness. And today, this is all about a process around focus and control, obviously. Okay, knowing that our very nature of our focus really does determine what we, almost in the word, have the potential to manifest in our life. Now, this process shared with me many years ago. I'm just going to share it with. I'm just going to show you this whiteboard here. You can see that there. You can see there's 4 distinct categories. We can see here the things we're looking at, things that we can control and that we're currently trying. Looking at things here, just off to the right, to your left, things you can control that you're not trying. Things you can't control and trying, and the things you can't control and not trying. And so what am I getting at here? So basically it's almost like a 4-quadrant little model that assists us, to help us prioritize, helps us direct our focus to the things that are totally within our control, okay, that leaves us feeling somewhat more empowered. Okay, that's obviously the intention of that. So really, it's really quite simple. All you need to do, this could be in any context of your life, okay? If you wanted to look at your life as a whole, that's fine. If you wanted to look at it in the health space, that's fine. If you want to look at it in the career space, that's fine. If you want to look in the relationships space, that's fine too. In your personal growth and development space, that is also fine, okay? But let's just say, for example, we look at it in the context of business, okay? And if we just had a look here, we thought about if this was sort of 4 quadrants, okay, and what we're basically doing here, okay, is starting off with a list of things that we are currently things that we can control and that we're trying. Now, I don't necessarily like the word try, okay, so I'm just going to put something here because if you know anything about the word try, and the reason why I don't like it, you may have heard that in some of my previous videos why I don't like it, but I'm not going to share that with you right now. Instead of using the word try, let's say can control and actually doing. Okay, so we want to change it. Let's just change that there. If you can just see just here, the can control, and instead of trying, let's put it as doing. So what are the things right now in your life? For example, let's just use it with you, right? So you can just ask these questions for yourself. We'll use it in the context of life. That's easy. Okay, so what are some of the things that you can control, okay, that you're currently trying, all right, in regards to, living a fulfilled life, an inspired life, perhaps? What are some things you can control that you're currently trying, or the things you can control and that you're currently doing? And so all you go about doing there is getting a list, okay, list of things. And then here is the next section just here. There's some of the things that you can control but you're not trying, or things you can control that you're not doing. Well, this is probably one of the more important areas, would you agree? Right, what are some of those things? Some of those things that, it's totally within your control, but at the moment you're currently not doing it. And go ahead and get a list of things down into, I can just share, into that quadrant. Okay, what are those things? Okay, so far we've looked at some of the things what are the things that you can control and are currently trying or doing, okay? Yeah, and getting a list of things. And now we've just explored some of the things you can control, but you're not trying or that you're not doing, okay? And then the second last quadrant down the bottom, what are some of the things you can control, you can't control, but you're trying? What happens to that? What happens when you try and control things that are outside your control? Stress. Okay, a lot of stress goes into this. So if you think about here, just down here in the bottom there, What are some of the things that you can control, or some of the things you can't control, but you're actually trying? You know, some examples like you're trying to control other people's thoughts, you know, trying to control other people's actions and reactions, trying to control other people's beliefs, trying to control other people's judgments on you. You really can't control that. You know, trying to control the environment, trying to control the weather, right? That's definitely outside of your control. But there are a lot of people that I've worked with over the past, that I've spoken to, even my family and friends, my dear family and friends, that at times try to control things that are definitely outside of their level of control, and all it ever does lead to is stress, anxiety, anger, aggression, resentment, frustration, all that stuff. Okay, and the last one, which is probably not really worth saying, is what are the things that you can't control and you're not trying? And generally what I put in this quadrant just here, if I can get it, is I sort of put a big, it's almost like we don't even really need to explore that space. Okay, so as such a simple little process, such a simple little tool to make sure you're focusing on the things that you can control. Do it in any part of life. You can do it in as life as a whole. As I said, think about the five or six main areas of your life. It could be spirituality, personal growth and development, health, relationships, career, as an example. And once you identify the things once you identify the things that you can control and you're currently trying, give yourself a massive pat on the back. Make sure you reward effort. And then most importantly, I think out of this framework, okay, here, is if there are some things that you can control, but you're not currently doing or not currently trying, that's where we want to create some massive action, or maybe just identifying what the very first step is. So I hope that was valuable. It's really simple, the focus and control model. Okay, that 4 quadrant, you can easily write that out, just label it, and away you go. If you have any questions about this process or any other process that I've spoken about in the past, or you're curious about how coaching may be of value to you in both your personal and professional lives, make sure you give me a buzz. You can find my details on my website at www.deancasamento.com.au, or shoot me an email at info@deancasamento.com.au. So if I don't hear from you, I look forward to speaking to you shortly. Take care. Bye.